Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Biocatalyst 2021. In this video, we will try to understand what is gram staining, and we will also discuss on the various differences between a gram-positive and a gram-negative bacteria. This technique was developed by Hans Christian Gram to identify and differentiate between bacteria based on the differences in their cell wall. Bacteria are small organisms that cannot be seen by naked eyes. So we use microscopes to visualize and study their morphology. For this, we need to stain bacteria because bacteria are transparent. We need to stain them, color them. Staining is an essential technique which helps to highlight the whole bacterial structure and its shape. Hans Christian Gram developed this technique in 1884, and this technique is still a standard technique to classify bacteria and make them more visible under a microscope. He worked with a German pathologist and microbiologist Karl Friedlander and devised the technique in Berlin in early 1880s. Because of this technique, almost 30,000 species of bacteria have been identified and studied so far. So let's see what he did and how he came across the gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria. He used some reagents and he dripped those reagents, which caused a chemical reaction on a lung tissue sample, and found that there were differences in the coloring of the bacteria. The bacteria that he found that time are now known as Streptococcus pneumoniae and Klebsiella pneumoniae in that lung sample. So let's see what reagents he used. He used 4 reagents: crystal violet solution, which is a primary stain and it is a deep purple violet color solution, and it is used to stain the cell. Then gram iodine solution is a golden brown stain, and it is not a stain actually, it is a mordant or a fixing reagent, and it is used to fix the color of the primary stain, that is crystal violet solution. Then 95% ethyl alcohol, this is used to de-stain a particular cell, that is to de-stain the particular coloring reagent. And then safranin is a secondary reagent, which is a pink colored reagent. So when he used these reagents, he found and he observed the sample under a microscope. Then he found that some bacteria were deep purple or deep violet in color, whereas some were pink in color. And then he differentiated these bacteria on the basis of the color into 2 types, that is gram-positive, which are deep violet in color, and gram-negative, which are pinkish in color. Now, why were they different? What was the basic difference that some were coloring deep violet and some were turning out to be pink? So, main difference was actually in their cell wall structure. So, let us study about their cell wall, that why did some turned deep violet in color whereas some turned pink. So, let's study first gram-positive bacteria. Whenever we look at the detailed structure of bacteria, the innermost layer which surrounds the cytoplasm is cell membrane, which is also called plasma membrane. So, whether it is a gram-positive bacteria or a gram-negative bacteria, both will have a cell membrane or a plasma membrane which is made up of phospholipid. In gram-positive bacteria, external to the cell membrane is a thick layer of peptidoglycan. Now, this peptidoglycan, which is a protein, it is multi-layered. In this particular diagram, we can see just 4 layers of peptidoglycan, but they can be as more as 30 layered thick peptidoglycan layer. So, this is present in a gram-positive bacteria. They also have teichoic acid and lipoteichoic acid, which is used in the cell growth, and it also protects the bacteria. So, this is present in gram-positive bacteria. Now, let us see what happens when we use these gram stains on a gram-positive bacteria. So, first of all, what we will do, we will take the sample on a clean slide, and when we put the bacterial sample on it, when we are just talking about a gram-positive bacteria, and put the primary stain, that is the crystal violet stain, then it will turn purple in color. We will also add iodine so that the color is fixed, and it will stay fixed after 1 or 2 minutes. And then later we will again let it air dry the sample, and then we will pass some alcohol through the sample, the color will not disappear. That is, these cells will remain crystal violet in color. Now, why is it so? Because they have a thick peptidoglycan layer due to which the stain cannot escape, and that is why the color of these cells will remain deep violet in color. Even if we add safranin to it, safranin is pink in color, but because these cells are already colored by a darker color, that is the deep violet color, that is why these cells will stay deep violet or purple in color. Now, let's talk about gram-negative bacteria. Gram-negative bacteria also has a cell membrane or phospholipid like a gram-positive bacteria. Every bacterial cell has a cell membrane, but the peptidoglycan layer is very thin. That is, it is just 1 or 2 layered. Other than that, external to peptidoglycan, there is a thick layer of lipoprotein and polysaccharide. These layers are actually helpful in protecting this bacteria. So, these particular bacteria are more protected by bile salts, heavy metals, digestive enzymes or detergents, and even antibiotics, because they have this thick layer of lipid on it. Now, let's see what happens when we try to stain this particular gram-negative bacteria with gram stain. So, when we add a drop of crystal violet on it, then it will turn violet in color. We will add iodine after 1 or 2 minutes. Iodine will fix the crystal violet color. Now, we will add alcohol to this cell. So, when we add alcohol to this cell, they will be destained. Now, why is it so that they are destained? Though they have a lipid layer, the reason is that they will be destained because with alcohol, the lipid layer will be dissolved. So, the entire lipid layer, the outer lipid layer will dissolve and only the thin peptidoglycan layer will be left, due to which when we put alcohol on it, the crystal violet color escapes through the thin peptidoglycan layer and these cells become transparent. So, that is why we use a counter stain. The counter stain will color these cells into pink color, and that is why gram-negative bacteria will appear pinkish in color. Now, let us see some particular examples of gram-positive bacteria. They are Staphylococci, Streptococci, Listeria, and there are certain kinds of bacilli also. Gram-negative bacteria, Salmonella and Pseudomonas. Now, why do we use this technique actually till today? Because this technique is used to find out that what is the line of treatment that should be done by the doctors. So, if suppose a person is infected by some kind of bacterial infection, then we take a sample of whatever part is infected, whether it is lung or stomach, whichever part, or saliva, and then after that the gram stain is used and we try to find out whether the person is infected by a gram-positive or a gram-negative bacteria. If the person is infected by a gram-positive bacteria, then antibiotics are given to the person so that the treatment can start and he can be cured. Why antibiotics can treat gram-positive bacteria? Because gram-positive bacteria does not have the extra lipid layer, and that is why antibiotics can easily penetrate the bacterial cell and lyse it, or we can say break it, and that is how the person can be cured. But a gram-negative bacteria has an extra layer of fat, due to which if antibiotics are given to the person to treat the bacterial infection, it will be difficult to be treated because those antibiotics cannot penetrate through that thick fat layer which is present outside the thin peptidoglycan layer of the gram-negative bacteria. So, that is why a different line of treatment is given to a person who is infected by a gram-negative bacteria. Now, let us see what are the various limitations of this technique. The limitations are that it cannot tell the particular species of which bacteria it is. It can just tell that it is gram-positive or gram-negative bacteria, but specifically which species it is, this stain cannot tell about that. And it also cannot tell about the phylogenetic relationship of the microorganism or the bacteria, whether which microbe is more closely related to the other one. So, that relationship cannot be explained by a gram stain. It can only differentiate between a gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria because the basic is between the differences in their cell wall. So I hope you have understood what is gram stain, what is the technique, which reagents are used, and what are the basic differences between a gram-positive and a gram-negative bacteria, that why gram-positive turns deep violet and gram-negative bacteria turns pinkish in color on using the gram stain. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you like my video, then do subscribe to my channel and share my videos. Thank you.